Welcome, everyone, to the Everything Show. I am your host, Matrix Lord 212, and I'm with Susie Q. What's up, Susie?
Oh, nothing much. How are you?
All right, so we had the trailers today for The Batman, as well as the second trailer today for Wonder Woman 1984, where we got to see actually Cheetah looking like Cheetah with the CGI and everything. And there was some more jokes thrown out about parachute pants. I guess Steve Trevor's not used to the 80s. That was pretty funny. Then we got some look at Suicide Squad. We got a look at the video game Gotham Knights. It was a DC day. And here's Chris. Chris is coming in. Hello, Chris.
Hello, everybody.
All right. So you saw all the stuff today, I'm sure.
Unfortunately.
All right. So let's get your take. Let's start with the Batman. What did you think of the Batman? It doesn't seem like happy at all.
Oh, I can't wait to read the comment section for this cast because I'm gonna get crucified for this one.
Oh boy!
All right, no. To be fair, I did like the Batman trailer.
Okay.
I did notice something though that's making me hope that this is not the case, but it was something that kind of just stuck out to me.
Okay. Hey, Philip.
Hello, people. Right.
So the thing that I watched the trailer like 7 times, like in a row, because I really liked it. I did like the trailer.
Okay.
But after about the 5th time I watched it, I was like, you know what I'm noticing a distinct lack of here?
Hold on. We got echo. 1 second, Chris. Is that you, Philip? Wait, hold on. We got a little echo.
It might be.
I'm going to mute for 1 second. Just mute for 1 second, Philip. Just mute for a little bit. Okay, go ahead.
Chris. Is that better?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So after the 5th time I watched it, I was like, you know what I'm noticing a distinct lack of here?
What?
Robert Pattinson's performance.
Yeah,
there was not much of him like saying any lines as Batman or as Bruce Wayne. There was very little bit of it. And I was sitting there going, okay, so this is either one of two things. Now, we know that the movie's only 25% done.
That's probably why.
It's quite possible that there's not a lot to go off of. And I get that. That's fine. So it's either that or, and I'm just throwing this out there, they're not very confident in his performance.
Oh.
And I say that because 2 things. When he says, I am vengeance, I was like, yeah, okay, sure.
Well, they didn't want to say, I'm Batman again.
No. It wasn't that. It wasn't that. It's when he said, I am vengeance, I did not, like, I got nothing from that.
Well, what about the multiple punches? Like, he just, like an animal.
That fight scene, I get, this is where people are going to hate me. I'm sorry if you liked it. I thought it was laughable.
Wow.
Laughable the way that he was fighting that guy. I was like, you've got to be kidding me, right? I get now, okay, overall, I liked the trailer. I loved the unique tone. It was much different from any Batman trailer and so far movie that we've seen. I think that's great. I love the suit. I love that red and black poster that they released yesterday. Love that. That poster is amazing. It's one of my favorite Batman designs I've ever seen. But I have to say, that poster looks better than the bat suit in the movie. I'm still not sold on that bat suit. I think that bat suit looks now there is a reason for it though. This is year 2 of him being Batman. That means he's only been this Batman for 2 years. So I'm expecting that the suit and the Batmobile and the Bat Cycle and all of his gadgets and technology are in their early stages.
Right.
That's why they look kind of weird. So with the context, it makes everything make sense. However, though, that poster looks far better than the actual thing. And I hate to say that, but that's just
who did we see in the trailer? Did we see a little bit of Penguin and Scarecrow?
I think we saw Penguin, and the overarching
Scarecrow.
villain in there was the Riddler.
Okay. We only saw Penguin and Scarecrow, though, right?
And Catwoman.
and Catwoman, right? And the Falcone, the mobster, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, and we saw
Okay.
Gordon, of course, who
Yes.
looks like he's in that role really
Yes.
well. I'm going to tell you something right now. I'm going to make a very bold prediction here,
Okay.
and I'll be interested to see how these pan out when the movie comes out. I think that Gordon and Catwoman are going to steal this movie.
Okay.
I really do. I think Gordon is going to be a amazing character in this movie.
Okay.
I really do.
So you think Robert Pattinson's going to flop?
No, not
You
at
think
all.
he's going to be good? Oh, but you
I
think, okay.
I think he's going to be okay.
Okay.
I think he's going to be better than Ben Affleck because no, Ben Affleck was terrible. I'm sorry.
And yeah.
But I think he's going to be better than Ben Affleck. I think he's going to be better than He Who Shall Not Be Named as Batman. And
Okay.
I think he's going to be one of the better ones. He may not be like the favorite, but I think he's going to be good. I think he's going to pull it off. I'm much more optimistic with that than I was before, but
Right.
I noticed a distinct lack of him actually talking in this trailer, and I'm wondering, is that by design or was that just what they had to work with?
I just think they had to work with that thing. But
Could
all
be.
right, so let me get Susie. Susie, you saw the trailer or no?
I saw bits and pieces of it. I don't
Okay.
care for it at all. So
Oh, you're not a fan.
Yeah.
Oh
no.
boy. Okay.
No, nobody's Michael Keaton. So
All right. What about you, Philip?
Yeah, I've watched it 2 times. I haven't.
Ah.
I'm not like Chris and watched it seven times over. I watched it twice. But from what I saw, my point of view, from what I saw, I was more interested in Matt Reeves' explanation of what kind of Batman he's making, because he was having that interview with a woman before we saw the trailer, and he's explaining how this Batman is a bit of a split personality type person, and so he's suffering.
Oh, he kind of looked weird. I mean,
Batman's
like
a
taking off the right. He was like shaking and stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, okay, like what's happening there? Right.
But
I enjoyed it.
I do have one gripe. I don't like the Batcar or the Batman, whatever you want to call it, the Batmobile. Didn't like it.
No.
It's just it looks too ordinary for me. Too ordinary.
Yeah.
The Bat costume, it works for what it is, for what it's trying to convey. It works a little bit. Well, and I do agree with Chris. I want to see they should have shown a bit more of Patterson doing Batman and actually speaking as well. That punching stuff, yeah, that's just any old superhero can go a bit bonkers.
Will they try and do like a UFC type of thing, like just
who knows?
Well, that's the thing. It didn't look. Again, it's going to sound weird because this is a superhero movie, but it didn't look authentic. When somebody is punching, you don't get that much power the way he did it. And they're making it like, oh, he's beating the hell out of him. It's like he might be hurting him a little bit, but not until he gets him on the ground and he starts like when he got him on the ground and he was laying into him, that's probably what did the most damage. But when he catches the guy and he's basically just like slapping him in the face with his fist. And it's just like, oh, okay, cool.
Right. I mean, there was no like score. I mean, with Wonder Woman, we got that cool beat when we got our first trailer, but there was no real score. It was just dark with the Batman. I mean, I'm hoping the score is good, but I know it's probably not ready yet, I guess.
And also having only as you said, 25% of it only just made. What we just saw, that seemed to be an awful lot they've done so far for only 25%.
I mean, when Gordon's talking to him, didn't it kind of look like there was no chemistry? Like, Chris, did you catch that? Like Gordon's talking to him and he's just there.
So what I thought about that, I didn't so much get the no chemistry thing, but what I did pick up on was we are at a time period in the continuity of this movie where the police are okay with Batman just kind of being amongst them.
It's already been a year already with Batman, or so
it's been 2 years. It's been 2 years.
Right.
So they're already okay with him kind of being amongst them and openly walking around a crime scene.
Right.
So what is interesting to me is that a lot must have happened in these 2 years as Batman for the police to just kind of be like, yeah, it's okay that he's there.
Right.
But then they highlight the fact. Well, Matt Reeves highlight the fact that the police are corrupt anyway.
Right.
So Batman's fighting on two fronts. He's got to fight corrupt police and villains at the same time because the two can't work hand in hand. If you know what I mean.
Right.
Yeah. So the main villain is who?
The Riddler.
Riddler.
Well, we didn't see the Riddler though.
No, he was implied throughout the whole trailer.
But
Okay.
I'm of the understanding that the voiceover was Riddler.
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you liked it overall, though, right, Chris? The trailer? Or,
Yeah, I thought it was pretty good. I thought it was one of the better trailers that they showed.
I want to talk about Wonder Woman 1984 second trailer now because I didn't like it as much as I liked the first trailer with the music, and it wasn't really had her theme music. And they tried to throw some more jokes in there with Steve Trevor, like you wear parachute pants, and nobody can track a plane. Oh, there's radar now. But like the CGI cheetah, I really didn't get enough to see of her to really see if I liked it or not. What did you get, Chris, from that?
So this trailer actually sold me a little bit more.
Did it?
It did.
Wow.
Specifically the scene with Barbara and Wonder Woman in that like I guess it was an art hall or something.
Yeah.
When they started fighting, that kind of made I was like, I wonder what's going on there. And I wanna see what happens with that. The stuff with Steve Trevor, I was like, all right, whatever. This isn't really that funny, but it's all right. It's fine.
Yeah.
I what I was waiting for, and I'm so glad that they didn't do this because this would have just killed it for me. When they got into the jet, and he was like, "The way I fly, they'll never catch me."
That was great.
I swear to God, I thought she was going to be like, "Well, they really won't get us if I do this," and she was going to hit a switch, and it was going to turn invisible.
Yeah, that would have sucked.
I was waiting for it, and I was like, "Don't do it, don't do it." And then when she said the radar thing, I was like, "Oh, thank God."
Right. But I guess Maxwell Lord, right? He takes over the United States. Is that what it looks like? He becomes the president, or
Something
he looks like
that.
he takes over the world, like the United States.
Almost,
right?
almost on a par with Lex Luthor's kind of ideology. So yeah, I see him in that.
So according to Wonder Woman, like Superman didn't come yet, like her time, like right. So it's just right, and so now Steve Trevor comes back to life because she makes that deal with the villain, right? Which started all this. Now, does the deal mean that her powers go to Cheetah, or half powers go to Cheetah? Like, does she totally? I mean, I'm confused about that. Does she have half power? How does that work, Chris? I mean, you think she has half of her power, or
allegedly? What happens is she makes the whole movie has to deal with. It's not really like a deal. It's more like a wish.
Okay.
That's why he says, "I can make everything that you want come true."
Blah, blah, blah. But he gets powers because of it. Like he gets stronger.
The more people who make wishes or something, the stronger he gets.
Right.
So I guess what happens is something happens where she makes a wish for Steve Trevor to come back, and her powers get limited.
Yeah, it's probably weak. It's probably half power, right?
Yeah. And I guess what they're saying is that Barbara, the one who becomes Cheetah, gets the powers that she loses, and then eventually she gets more and becomes Cheetah, and then I think that's why Wonder Woman has to wear that like golden suit.
So she don't get her bones broken, right?
Something like that. Yeah.
Oh, I see what you mean now. Okay,
she's wearing the armor because from her Amazon because she's gonna get killed. Like that's basically that's it. Yeah.
Now
I can't wait to see this movie. I love it.
It looks cool. It does look cool. What I'm interested in though is, and I think that they could probably resolve this with just like the wish thing to make that like this never happened. But they're definitely going because I know what the director, I know what Patty Jenkins has been saying that this is like its own self-contained thing. Yeah. But really, that doesn't seem to be the case. It still seems like
this sequel.
Yeah. So what they have to do, they have to cover their tracks and make it like this whole movie didn't happen because this is something that has not been mentioned in any of the other.
I remember this. But her.
Right. So somebody is gonna have to make a wish where it's like nobody remembers this because this is a pretty big thing, especially if this guy takes over the country. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. So she's gonna have to erase the whole movie from everybody's mind, but Diana, right?
Yeah.
Now probably Steve Trevor probably really dies then, I guess.
Yeah.
At the end, because she has to give up the wish, right?
Yeah.
Unless he doesn't, and then he survives, but then he's kept by a villain or whatever the hell they're going to do. We'll see. I know they're doing one more Wonder Woman movie with Patty Jenkins, right? But they'll probably do more movies without Patty Jenkins because she's going to stop at 3. But I'm sure Wonder Woman's the moneymaker, so it's going to continue to go on. What did you think, Susie, about the second trailer?
I like the armor.
I know.
I'm big on armor. Yeah, especially how they CGI'd it in, because it was a gradual instead of you just seeing her come out in the suit. It was gradual. So that's what I liked. Took a lot of pixels for that one. So I also like that big entry hallway they were in. Big, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And I like how that kind of coincided with the Batman versus Superman thing, where when they hit the ground, the ground exploded. So that scene was very powerful. I like that, but I want to see what led up to that.
Right.
Because you just got bits and pieces everywhere. But that's what I had seen. But I'm really looking forward to seeing Venom.
Yes.
Oh, Venom movie.
Yes.
Right. Well, yeah. So you're not a Wonder Woman type of girl, really?
I love Wonder Woman. I love Spider-Man. I love some of the Batman movies. But,
well, Venom's been delayed. That's another thing. We don't know when that's
I'm so they didn't really have a trailer. They just had the carnage and the letters and blood. So it was really cool. That meant it's got me on the edge of my seat. So when they
we got to watch the
trailer come out, that's going to be good.
All right, Philip. So what did you think?
The one more. I'm a fan of the first movie anyway. I kind of like that. So I'm looking forward to see what's coming for the second one. And the trailer itself, it whetted my appetite. I mean, I originally thought that the cheetah woman was actually another Themyscira, and then she got mutated powers or something. But obviously that's wrong. But so this cheetah, I didn't know about it until I realized. Hang on, I used to watch her in the animated series. There used to be the cheetah character that she used to fight all the time.
Yeah. So that person commenting, we just talked about the whole Batman trailer, the whole beginning of the podcast.
Yeah.
In case you're all right. So now we also got other trailers, Chris. Right? We got the video game Gotham Knights.
Mm-hmm.
That was interesting. What do you think about that one?
I got to tell you, I had no interest in that at all. Like when I saw it, I was like, all right.
Yeah. I mean, I was like, oh no, Batman. Okay, well, maybe I'll pass.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I really didn't play the other ones that much. I bought them. I got to play them now, but Philip, you saw the video game trailer for the Gotham Knight?
It's not a world I delve into, so it's just something and nothing.
I mean, if it's not Batman, it's just Robin and Nightwing and the Red Hood and Batgirl. Like, who cares, right?
But at the end of the day, it's good for people that are into that, so that's a good thing for them. But like I said, I'm not someone that dances in that kind of world, so I don't really know nothing about it.
We also got the Snyder Cut teaser, right? I guess it is, or a teaser trailer. What did you think of that, Chris?
Oh boy.
Yeah, I know.
Pretty bad.
Yeah,
pretty bad. Darkseid looks terrible.
Right.
That was the only bad thing about it for me as well.
Spending $200 million on this sucker. Right?
I got to tell you too, the fact that they said that it's going to be split into 4 1-hour parts, I was just like,
is that what they're doing?
Yeah, I was like, oh no, it's better than 1 4-hour movie, but I was just like, oh boy.
So it's like episodes.
Yeah, I guess so. I got to tell you, like, I was watching it and I'm just like, this looks like the same movie with just a couple of extra scenes or alternate.
Yeah, that's fine.
Like you're going to spend 200. So in other words, they re-signed them to refilm.
I guess a large portion, more so than we thought was.
So it's kind of like another movie then. It's not. There was never a cut. He's just making it.
No, and that was the argument that I was making years ago. I was like,
there was no Snyder cut. He's just making the whole thing.
Right. There were Snyder.
It's an illusion. It was a lie.
Right. There were Snyder scenes, but the Snyder cut is a new. Basically,
it was never a Snyder cut.
No,
it was never a Snyder cut. It all became a myth so much that they says, "All right, already. Here's $200 million. Just do it." Right, but then it's not a cut, though. It's a whole other thing.
But they're calling it the Snyder Cut because that's the life that it took on.
Right, I understand that, but it's completely going to be different than what what even was meant to be anyway. Now,
somewhat, because there's
$200 million is a movie to make.
There's still going to be some scenes from the original one, the theatrical cut, which is what it's being called now, in this movie. We see that in the trailer. But,
so, like, in other words, isn't it going to be a whole thing that's new? Like a whole.
It's
like,
not
how is he going to
fix it? No, it's not going to be a whole new movie. It's going to be a largely new movie with familiar elements from the theatrical cut in it. We see that in the trailer.
So they're throwing all kinds of shit in the middle.
So this is the thing, though. There were people out there who firmly believed that there was a finished cut that Snyder did,
which
in
there
the
was
vault somewhere. Which we now know was not true. But basically what they're doing is they're steering into this turn and saying, oh, well, these people think that this is done, so we're going to slap the name Snyder Cut on it, and that's going to be it. A lot of what Whedon has done is gone. Now, they're saying that, oh, everything he did is gone. I don't believe that. I think that there's going to be stuff from that in there. But we'll see.
So that whole battle with Superman versus Justice League is going to be different then?
We don't know that. We have no idea.
How could that be? Like, that's
they could just reshoot the whole thing.
I like that, actually, some of that. I like
it's probably gonna fix some things, but I am largely not sold on this. I think that this is absolute desperation on their part to try and like salvage what they've already done.
But like the line, "Do you believe?" That was Snyder. That was the line for Batman versus Superman. That it made sense for Superman to say it because that's what Batman told him, and he told Batman, like, "Do you bleed?" He's like, "Yeah, you killed me. Remember, like whatever. Yeah. Now you want me to live." But why is he removing that line? If he did the line originally in Batman vs Superman, would it be?
Because it's a stupid line for Superman to be saying.
Superman shouldn't be saying, "Do you bleed?"
Superman, like, I don't care how angry he is, he should.
Right, he doesn't say that line. Right.
First of all, he shouldn't, in my opinion, ever reach a point like that unless something really ridiculous happens.
Right neck. Right. Yeah.
Right. And then second of all, I personally, I think everything after that point was like a total Whedon thing because you notice that Superman all of a sudden he's like, I was angry, but
I got Lois now.
Not anymore. Yeah. And then it's like, wait, what the fuck? Like, what?
Thanks, Lois. Yeah. She's a secret weapon.
Yeah.
Yeah. She calmed him down. That was it. Now you got him back to normal, 100%. Yeah. Which isn't that why he turned to evil in that vision? Because Lois died or something, and Flash is hopping around.
He says she was my world, and that's why he snaps.
That was like an alternate future that the Flash came from, trying to warn him.
We never got a clear answer for that because.
I mean, we should now, right?
Well, I think so because if you look, there's a scene where it looks like the Flash is running in some kind of weird, like vortex. Yeah. I actually think that that's probably the time vortex where he goes back to warn Bruce Wayne about Superman and whatever's going on.
But he had like a mustache, like a beard, right? He was like he looked older, right? Like the Flash.
Yeah, but again, that could just be a continuity thing.
Yeah. So, are you excited, Susie, about the Snyder cut of Justice League, like a add-on to make it look better, or not really? I mean,
I saw a little bit of that, but not enough to really give me an overview of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I saw most of the characters,
Right.
but then again, I'm going back to what I grew up with seeing Super Friends.
Right.
Yeah.
So, I still want to see
It's
the
kind of
Hall
dark.
of
Yeah.
Doom. I want to see the Hall of Doom.
The whole of
Want to see all
justice and the
those.
whole of right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
would
We
make
got a chance to see
run
that
it
on
out for me.
CW. We saw with Supergirl and all that. They had that on TV. They had that. Philip.
If the extra bits added on help the movie, then that's all good. But I'm not bothered here or there. I'll watch it and I'll see it when it comes to that when it comes around. It's up to you. I think it's a personal what's the word, preference thing, whether you like the add-ons or not. That's what I think it is.
Yeah. Again, the whole situation is that when Zack Snyder, I think his daughter committed suicide, right? And then he, like, I guess, what was it, Chris? That there was a mutual thing that he left, or was it that they were pushing him out the door and then he said, "Okay, I'm out"?
I don't think they ever really pushed him out the door. I think it was just that
I think it was a personal thing, isn't it?
He left,
Yeah.
because his daughter committed suicide,
Yeah,
right?
he obviously couldn't finish the movie.
So the movie was unfinished. So to say that there was a cut that they could actually release in the theaters was not true. So they had to get Joss Whedon to come in and just finish.
There was a lot of stuff that he had finished, not necessarily finished, but we'll say shot.
Shot, right.
Apparently, along with his daughter, with the tragedy with his daughter, they showed some of what he did to the executives at Warner Brothers at the time, and they were like, this isn't what we want.
And they ordered a whole bunch of money for reshoots that
and
Joss
they brought
Whedon
in Whedon, and then he did it, and honestly, to a lot of fans' credit, I think that he and Zack Snyder have totally different directing styles. Obviously, They have totally different visions for what the movie would be, and they clashed. And that's why the theatrical cut of the Justice League is a mess.
Well, I mean, Zack Snyder's dark, and Joss Whedon was trying to do light, like Avengers light, kind of. But it got weird. Like it was just like, oh, you're trying to make the Avengers all over again.
You can see the two conflicting styles mainly in the Batman character, because you have Batman the way he was in Batman versus Superman, and some of that was in Justice League. But then you have Batman cracking jokes and being sarcastic.
I was like, what the fuck is that? Right.
Yeah, it's like he's not Tony Stark. He shouldn't be doing this. So
exactly.
And that's the Whedon, part of it being brought in.
Yeah.
So obviously, I think what this Snyder cut is going to accomplish is that it's going to be much more consistent. It's going to be a more consistent movie because you have one vision, one director being able to do what he wants. And if all else fails, it's going to be a much more consistent movie than the theatrical cut.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
The problem is going to stem from this movie not getting I shouldn't say this movie. I should say this cut of the movie it's going to be very difficult to get an objective opinion.
Yeah, I really don't think, even with the $200 million that they're spending on it, that this is gonna when this is done being like, this is the greatest thing I've ever seen.
Wait,
I don't think
wait,
so.
No, wait. No, I have to disagree with you there. Let me finish what I was saying before. In the DC fans' minds, they got what they wanted, and they can do no wrong. So when this movie comes out, they're going to say that it's the greatest thing ever. But on the flip side, on the flip side, you have the people who don't like DC movies who are looking at this and going, this is going to suck no matter what's in it. So you're going to have one extreme saying that this is the greatest thing ever, and then you're going to have the other extreme saying that this is the worst thing ever. And the truth is probably going to lie somewhere in the middle. Right. And it's going to be very difficult to find an objective opinion that says this is somewhere in the middle.
So you think that this is going to cause such a crazy wave effect that, like, they're going to change all their plans with DC and they're going to start, like, Zack Snyder's going to be involved in it again, you think?
No, I don't think Zack Snyder is going to be super involved. But I think
he still will be involved again.
I think he might to a point, but not as much as he was before. As far as DC changing their plans, this thing has already changed. Like, you can see that their plans have already been changed. They're going in a completely different
constantly
direction.
changing. Right.
What I'm saying is, I think we're going to see a very similar reaction to this movie that Man of Steel had.
Right.
Except the difference is going to be that Man of Steel has legitimate reasons for why people think it's good and legitimate reasons for why people think it's bad. Whereas the Snyder Cut is going to have people saying it's good just because they think it's going to be good, because they're DC fans, and people who are going to say that it's bad just because they think it's bad because it's DC. And that's both ends of the spectrum are really unfair.
Now, is Zack Snyder have anything to do with the Flash movie now or no?
I doubt it.
But now the Flash movie is going to have Ben Affleck as Batman again.
Yes.
As well as Michael Keaton.
Yes.
Ooh.
Yeah. So, Flash is good. So now is this going to become like a Batverse for Flash, like where it's different Batman or no?
This is Flashpoint though, isn't it?
Right, but it's becoming more of like alternate reality Batman than
you know what this sounds like. You know what this sounds like to me?
Batverse.
No.
What?
It sounds like Spider-Man: Homecoming.
Yeah, in a way.
That's what that's the feel. I have a funny feeling that they're going to use Batman kind of like as the Iron Man, and the Flash is going to be like his protege.
Oh, that's terrible.
Well, not necessarily. It could be good if it's done right. But
we heard that Bruce Wayne made the new Flash suit, right?
Allegedly,
Bruce Wayne doesn't make the suits, though.
There was
people making the suits for him, right?
There was
not necessarily.
No.
One of the women that's involved in making this Flash movie, she said that what happens in the movie affects every other superhero movie that we've seen.
It's going to alter the timeline.
Yeah, it's going to mess up it. Well, not mess up, but everything else changes because of that. So that's a big jump when you think about it. That's a big jump into, pulling.
So who's going to be the Batman standing when this is done? Ben Affleck or no?
I honestly think that we're going to have more than one. We're going to have more than one Batman.
Multiverse.
I really do.
Just show different movies with different Batman. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Which I wanted this, Chris. If you remember, I was pushing for this with Spider-Man for a long time. I said the fans will get confused. Make movies with Tobey Maguire over there. Right? I said this. Make movies with Andrew Garfield and Tom Holland. They'll figure it out. It's fine. Remember? But now they're doing it where they don't give a shit. Like DC's doing it. Like, here it is.
Well, we have to wait and see before we make that statement. We have to see, because we still don't really have a great answer as to where Robert Pattinson's Batman fits in. It looks like it's going to be its own self-contained narrative.
Yeah, they said
it's not supposed to be the same universe, though, right?
We don't know for sure. That's the thing.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, because as Matt Reeves just said, this Batman is a self-contained Batman in itself. It doesn't have any leanings either side to any other Batman.
And now Suicide Squad looks like that's going to be like that might be like a friggin' $2 billion making movie, like the way he's making this look like this production, the Suicide Squad.
So I want to just address one comment that I saw in there, right? That the Batman, this Batman is not included. Okay, yeah, this is DC, and things can change on a dime. Just because they also said that the Snyder Cut wasn't going to be as much as it is now. So just I know that they're saying that it's self-contained, and I personally believe that it is going to be self-contained. However, in a month from now, they could come out and be like, well, we added this after credit scene and now it's part of the DCEU. So get ready. And then we're all like, wait, what?
That's true.
There's no plan. There's no set plan. No. There's no set plan.
I'd say that it's probably like a 95% chance that it's going to be in its own universe, though, and not connected.
We think. I mean, but then, right. And the Joker's a whole total another universe, too.
But if Geoff Johns or whoever's going to be in charge of that gets antsy at that keyboard there, they could be like, I need this in the DCEU. And then
Addison's not going to be part of the Joker timeline at all. That's a totally different universe.
No, actually, I actually agree with that. I think that could be really possible.
Really?
I do. I actually think that could actually wind up being what happens.
Really?
Yes.
But they've never said that, though.
They've never said that, but again, if Geoff Johns gets antsy, he could be like, "Oh, we're gonna put this in this universe," and it's gonna be
they can have Batman fight the Joker.
Well. There's actually, think about this for a second, right? There is actually some evidence to point that this may already be the case, because if you look in the trailer, there are people dressed as the Joker.
Yes, they are. Yeah.
So the Joker already exists in this universe. Now he could exist in the first year, but it's very rare that the Joker shows up in the first year that Batman is Batman.
Right.
Usually it takes a little while, but he's already established apparently. So maybe I agree with that comment. It could happen.
All right.
It could happen.
And as far as Aquaman goes, I mean, I know we're making another Aquaman movie and another Wonder Woman movie. That's going to be just separate thing, I guess, right? I know Cyborg movie now. I guess Cyborg movie got canceled, right, or whatever it was.
Yeah, I don't think they do. Especially, I don't know how much we can go into this, but
I don't know if we're going to go into that. Yeah,
I don't know if the actor playing Cyborg is going to be with DC for much longer.
Yeah, probably not. But yeah. But anyway, so that's a lot of different stuff going on with DC.
There were a couple of other things though that I thought were very interesting. The thing that I'm very excited to hear is that apparently they're having very serious talks about making a Static Shock movie.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, I was quite interested in that.
I am over the moon about that because for a lot of people who don't know, Static Shock is my second favorite hero out of every superhero that you can put in there. I love the Static Shock comic and the cartoon. But I think that for those of you who haven't looked up the kind of political climate in the Static Shock comics, it is probably I'm going to say this is very bold and anybody can feel free to disagree with me. I totally respect that, but it is more relevant to what is happening in the world today than Black Panther.
Right.
Hands down, more relevant than that movie. And I'm not saying that Black Panther's bad or that it's not relevant, but if you look at the things that happen in the Static Shock comic, you will be shocked at how similar it is with things
now if you did Black Panther 2 it would be totally different because the state of the world now.
Yeah, but the difference with that is that Black Panther takes place in like Wakanda, which is like its own kind of fantasy thing. Static Shock takes place in America.
Right.
It's more real world interface.
And if for those of you who don't know, I mean they're like basically the main villains of his story are like a corrupt police department and like gang violence and stuff. And his whole story is about like a young Black man trying to grow up in America and basically in the world. And it's the way that what I love about it is that they don't pander and they don't sugarcoat. Like there are things that happen in that comic that you're like, holy shit.
Right.
This happened in a comic for kids, and it's like, yeah. And the way that they weave the story into all that, it's the best example of how I think that stories like that should be told. And Static himself is just like that character is just one of my favorite characters in fiction. So I am begging those in charge at DC, don't fuck this up.
Well, not a lot of people in charge of DC now. But
this is a very important movie. Don't mess it up.
Yeah. What about the Suicide Squad?
I mean, I like the first movie, but seeing the set of what we're getting for the second, I've got high hopes for it. In a way, I think they stepped up a notch from what I've seen.
What do you think, Chris?
I need to see a trailer.
Yeah, I know.
Like the behind the scenes thing didn't really do much for me because, like, of course, everybody's going to be like, "Yeah, this is going to be the greatest thing ever," because it's everybody who's working on the movie. My thing is that, and maybe maybe James Gunn pulls this off, but that's a lot of characters.
I think he's pulling it off.
That's a lot of characters to make have their parts.
This is like his Endgame. This is like his Avengers Endgame kind of.
Yeah.
You know, with Suicide Squad. So.
I'm gonna be very honest. Just because James Gunn's name is on this doesn't mean it's gonna be good.
I know, but it looks like he's really putting 1,000,000% into this.
I agree with that. My thing is, though, I see a lot of people saying that, it's going to be really good because James Gunn's doing it. I go, but what's your basis? Because Guardians Volume 2 was awful. So, I mean.
Right. I mean, we'll see. I honestly see this being as a game changer for DC if it does better than all their movies put together.
He could totally do it. I'm not doubting his
I see it. It could be a $2 billion movie. I have a feeling that he will be set with DC, but then Disney will be like, well, we got to get him too signed. Like, they're going to be fighting over him, I'm sure, because his only obligation now is Guardians 3. He's not like, they had to rechange the contract. So it wasn't like he was going to stay. Like originally he was going to stay and do other stuff. Now it's just doing Guardians. But supposedly if he does a great job either way, he's getting another movie from each company. So that's what I heard. So
I mean, it can't be it can't be worse than the first movie because the first movie was just absolutely
right. Well, they ruined it. They made it light and they got afraid that it was too dark. Remember? So they kind of screwed it up a little bit. So.
Yeah, that's definitely a case of the studio stepping in and
the studio stepped in and ruined the whole point of the Suicide Squad. Yeah. That's why the guy wanted another cut to show his cut, I guess.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, if this Snyder cut does well, which it's probably going to, whether it's good or not,
then it's going to open the door for more.
I would not be surprised if David Ayer gets his cut of Suicide Squad in there.
Right. Yeah. So was there anything on Marvel front today? No, right?
Well, there was one more thing about DC that I wanted to talk about.
Okay, actually, we'll keep this DC, yeah.
It was the Suicide Squad kills the Justice League game.
Yeah.
Right. I loved that whole thing. I think it looks great. I'm really interested in the story. My one criticism, and it basically has to be this way, I know, because of the context of the game, but I'm really tired of seeing Superman as a villain.
Yeah.
That seems to be like the narrative that they've pushed the last few years, and I'm like, you remember when Superman
in the comics they're constantly doing that too lately.
Yeah, like I'm so sick and tired of seeing Superman as this like what is Superman?
The Injustice thing was separate. But now in the comics, besides Injustice, they're like, oh, he came from the future and this and that. And I'm like, well, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing? Ew.
I really want Rocksteady or somebody to make a game where you play as Superman and you're just a good guy. Like, I want something like that. I mean, I know the Justice League movies and stuff are gonna, but I mean, we need Man of Steel 2, where Superman is just a good guy.
Yes, I mean, after that neck breaking thing, it's like they need to like somehow just show, because even in Batman versus Superman, if you remember,
he was a dick in that movie.
He's in a courtroom and it's like, oh, I wasn't paying attention. 100,000 people died. Huh? It was like he gave like the facial shrug, like, oh shit.
Yeah.
There are ashes around me. It's like, what?
I know a lot of, like, I talk to a lot of my friends, and some of them are really big Superman fans, and I've seen the same sentiment from people that I don't know online. And I know that that's just my experience, but a lot of them share the same thing. It's like every time we turn around, Superman is like a bad guy, and it's like that's not the character that I grew up with.
Right,
like
he's a dick, or he's just like whatever. It's like
it would happen. It would happen every now and then when he would get like mind controlled or something. Right. But it wasn't like a consistent narrative.
You don't have that feel. Right, you don't have that Christopher Reeve feel.
Yeah,
where like he's just like and he's like you're happy that he's Superman. With the exception of that whole scene in 3, but like still, Superman 1 and 2, right. Superman 1 and 2, right. I had to bring that up. I'm sorry. Superman 1 and 2, right. Superman, well, if we go according to Superman Returns, that never happened. Whatever. But still, that shouldn't happen either. But anyway, 1 and 2 I count. That's it. Superman.
2 was a good movie. I love
That's right.
it.
That's right.
It was.
He brought back Lois Lane. She died.
That was
Yeah.
the end of one.
That was one.
That was one,
Yeah.
Susie.
No.
It was
Nevertheless, it was very angry.
right.
For
Yeah, but now,
losing
like,
the
think
love
about
of his life.
think about it nowadays. Like, even outside of what we saw in Batman versus Superman, now, like, if Lois gets killed, Superman just destroys the Earth, and it's just like, well,
Wow.
that's great. Like, it's true though. I mean, it's true.
I'm
like,
sorry,
like,
that's
really,
funny.
like,
It is.
think about it.
When
Like,
Gwen Stacy died, Spider-Man didn't destroy the Earth. He's like, I'm going to go get the Green Goblin. That's it. It's like,
but think about it for a second, right? If Zack Snyder had directed that first Superman movie with Christopher Reeve, right?
Okay.
Lois dies, and then Superman's like, oh, and then he just like rips the Earth apart, and that's
Right.
that's the end of the movie. But
that's the end of the movie, yeah.
You know,
The end.
now that would happen now. Back then, okay, yeah, he spins around, turns back time. We don't know how the hell he did that, but whatever. But now it's like, well, we better hope Lois doesn't die because we're all gonna die if she does.
Yeah.
Right.
Like,
Well, if she's not around to wake him up, then
God
he's a villain.
forbid, God forbid she's at home one night and she's eating like a pistachio and she chokes and dies.
Oh God.
And then Superman
It's
shows up
over.
the next day.
It's over.
That's it. That's where
You are
civilization ends.
They should have like force fields around her and shit. It's like,
This is why whenever I hear like Batman has like a contingency plan to stop the Justice League, or he's got like some spare kryptonite under his pillow just in case, I'm like, well, yeah, because
no, she was a secret weapon. Alfred went to pick her up in the car. That was it. That's a secret weapon right there.
Yeah.
The moment he held her, he's like a puppy. Like, and then it's like, fly off. That's it.
Yeah, but
Go back home to Kansas.
The whole basis between those 3 movies was Lex Luthor. Without Lex Luthor, the whole thing wouldn't have made sense. Yeah. I mean, he was the jokester in the whole thing. I never took Lex seriously at all.
Yeah.
Gene Hackman was the best.
I know, he was awesome. There is no other better Lex Luthor.
No, but I even liked what's his name too.
I
can't even mention him right now, but yeah.
Do him.
Oh, from Superman Returns? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, right. Right. That guy.
I still say where DC is going through this like reshuffle of everything. You know what we need to reshuffle? Like, really?
That's not Lex Luthor. That's his kid.
Lex Luthor. We need to say that. We need to say that the one that we saw in Batman versus Superman was like his kid.
His kid.
And then Bryan Cranston comes in with the bald head, and he's like, "I'm Lex Luthor. That's my son.
Right.
That's I hate." And then he's like,
punk ass kid.
He just slaps him, and he's like, "Get out of my sight!" And we never see him again.
In other words, that's his mini.
I had a brain fart. Comics fun. Yeah, Kevin Spacey. Yes, thank you.
Yeah, but that's such a mini-me moment right there.
Yeah. I agree. I think Jesse Eisenberg, right?
Yeah.
He's a shit ass, skank ass Lex Luthor.
I'm telling you, man, how satisfying would it be if Bryan Cranston showed up and his we have that Lex Luthor, and he's like, "Dad, you came to bail me out," and he's like, "No.
This is what happens when I let you sit in my chair." Right.
And then he's like, "Say my name," and he's like, "Lex Luthor," like, right. And he walks away. That'd be great.
That would be great.
Awesome.
That'd be great. So who's Lex Luthor? Right.
like being serious though, in all seriousness, right? Let's say they did that, and then you had the scene where him as Bryan Cranston as Lex Luthor meets Henry Cavill as Superman, and let's say Man of Steel 2. And you have that scene where he's like, "I don't give a fuck if you are Superman. You don't belong on my planet."
And he whips out kryptonite.
Yes.
Yes.
How cool would that be, man?
Or even go at that last scene on the boat when fucking Lex Luthor's getting people together. The real Lex Luthor shows up on the boat and throws them off the fucking boat.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
Like, I don't need these
my
clowns.
boat.
I'll do it myself.
My boat. Fuck
He does
you
the
do.
Thanos thing. He's like, fine, I'll do it myself. You know?
Fuck
Like,
off my boat, bitch. Right.
how did you get on my yacht?
Swim your ass home. Or call fucking the help. Get your ass out of the water, bitch. Definitely.
Wow.
He walks up to Jesse Eisenberg. He's like, you kidnapped his mother? That's the best you got?
Jesus.
I'm ashamed to call you my son.
Just killed her, right? You should have been like, you should have just killed her.
Yeah.
Fucking idiot. Like, you should have been like that. Like, it's like, I take one vacation. That's great. Somebody's got something on in the background. Whose TV's on the background? Is that yours, Philip? Oh, that was Susie. Okay. All right.
Like, your plan was to have Bruce Wayne fight Superman?
Like, what?
What are you, an idiot?
Right. Jesus. Get rid of that shit. God. Meanwhile, he's fucking doing shit in the background. Fucking Legion of Doom and shit. Oh, shit. All these fucking guys coming out there. That'd be great. Get your ass off my boat. That'd be great. Do that, Zack Snyder. Take care of that shit. Do something with $200 million, because other than showing people's feet and they're landing, it's like that's your fucking Snyder cut. I get to see their fucking feet.
Stop painting Superman's suit black and do something worthwhile.
Now we got Superman panning and looking at some weird shit. It's like, wow, that's a lot of $200 million to get you. Holy shit.
You know
Or Wonder Woman walking into a tomb. Like, what the fuck is that about?
You know what they should do? Just to like show that they're not above, like just laughing at themselves. In that Flashpoint movie, there should be a scene of the Flash, right? Running, and as he's running through like space-time, you see like dimensions going by him, and then you have that one dimension, you have that one scene where it's the theatrical cut of Justice League. And it's that really horrible shot of Henry Cavill where they've got like the CGI lip so that he doesn't have the mustache. And as he's running by, he just goes, ah! And he just like runs faster.
I love that fucking scene though when like Superman's got him by the fucking throat and the Flash is like, and he's like, I love that shit. Yeah. I do like that scene. That's a great fucking scene.
That would be great.
Yeah.
One of them was like, California!
Hey, thanks for watching. Comics are fun. Thanks for
Jesus.
being here. Thanks for the comments. Please come back to another stream. We'd love to have you.
Yes. Yes, we got one person today. That's nice. Well, we haven't done streams regularly. But thank you, Comics are fun.
There's been nothing to talk about. I mean, this was the most news we've gotten in like 10 months.
Yes, it's true. Other than Bill and Ted like this, that's another thing we'll be talking about when we see it actually in our house. Can't go to the movies.
I can't wait to see it. I can't wait to see it.
We can't go to the movies to see it. I know, me too. All right, so we're going to close this.
You can't.
We're going to close this
realize
with
how
the
long I've been
DC.
waiting for this.
I know. We're going to close this out with DC. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Susie. Thank you, Philip. Thank you, Chris.
Thank you.
Bye, Chris. See you later.
Take care. Bye for now.